Hey guys, welcome back to Inchworm Gardens. On today's Variety Spotlight, we're going to be talking about one of my favorite plants in the garden, the ground cherry. So what the heck is a ground cherry anyway? Well, it's in the nightshade family, so it's related to tomatoes, eggplants, peppers, and tomatillos, of which it very closely resembles because it grows in these little lanterns just like a tomatillo. And inside each of the hundreds of little lanterns that are on this plant contain these wonderful, tasty little fruits. Some other common names for the ground cherry is goldenberry, the Cape gooseberry, more on that in a minute, the husk tomato, and the husk cherry. Now allow me to give you the quick 30-second history on these because I thought it was pretty interesting. They're thought to originally originate from Brazil in South America. In the 18th century, they were grown and widely used in South Africa near the Cape of Good Hope, hence Cape gooseberry. Then from there they traveled to Australia where they spread as a wild plant. Around the 19th century they made their way to Hawaii where they're known as the poha berry. And it wasn't until the 20th century they finally came to the continental US. Bam, 30 seconds. Alright, so let's take a closer look at these plants. So this is 6 plants jammed in here. And really the most notable thing on these plants is just how productive they are. They just get loaded down with these little husks, which are actually called calyxes, and when they're ripe they fall to the ground. I think that is partly where they got their name from, also because of their growth habit where they sprawl close to the ground. But check this out, underneath these plants are just littered with ripe ground cherries. And I promise you, my wife and my 3-year-old son are out here almost every day eating these, and there's still so many, more than we can even consume. So today I'm gonna harvest every ripe ground cherry that I can find, and we're gonna take it in and use it for something. But man, these plants are just so productive. They're grown in the same way as tomatoes and peppers. You would transplant them about the same time, plant the seed about the same time. They like hot weather. Otherwise, they're super easy to grow. Nothing major to say about them. Just keep them well watered and give them a lot of sunlight, and they will just crank out these little ground cherries, and you will have more than you can even eat. We only had 2 plants last year. This year we planted 6, and as expected, we are just inundated with them, which is not a problem at all because they can actually store up to 3 months in their husks. So you can keep them around for a while, just munch on them when you like. You can make jam with them, you can make pie, which we've done both, and it turned out very good. You can dip them in chocolate, you can make preserves, whatever else. There's a lot of different uses for them. It's very versatile and a delicious, tasty little snack. I'll give you a taste test at the end of this. They're pretty big, they do spread out, but they're very easy to tuck in the garden. You can plant some other plants below them. Got my thyme underneath there. Really nice. Now let me tell you a little bit more about these specific varieties. So there's 2 varieties of ground cherries that are very, very similar. You have Physalis Pruinosa, which is the ground cherry or Cape gooseberry. And then you have Physalis Peruviana, which is the Cape gooseberry or ground cherry. Those names seem to be very intermixed, intertwined, and everything that I could find in my research, they just kind of assumed that they were the same plant, but they are slightly different. Now I planted 2 of these and 4 of these. This is the same one, Physalis Pruinosa, but it's a different variety. This is Aunt Molly's ground cherry, and this is the strawberry husk. But they all look the exact same. The fruit all looks the exact same. It all tastes the same, so I can't tell any difference. So don't get confused when you see Cape gooseberry or ground cherry. They're basically the same plant from what I can tell. And another interesting tidbit that I learned was that the leaves of this plant and the green unripe fruit both contain solanine, which is quite toxic. My 3-year-old son has eaten many of these berries. He seems to be doing okay. But keep that in mind. Don't eat the green ones. Wait until they turn yellow and fall to the ground. And speaking of falling to the ground, it is high time we collected and harvested these guys up. So we are going to do a quick harvesting montage, and let's see what we get. Check this out. If they've been sitting on the ground for a really long time, the husk will start to wear away and they become see-through. Isn't that cool? Alright, there's the quick harvest. That's everything that was just laying on the ground. There's still quite a few ripe ones on the plant, but we'll wait till they drop. You might have seen me at the beginning throwing some away. Turns out a lot of the ones on the ground were actually just the wrappers, because when we eat them, we're pretty careless. Pop them open, throw the wrapper on the ground. So it kind of fooled me about how many were actually on there. But since they drop to the ground, what happens is they will reseed themselves pretty heavily. So you plant these once, you let them drop, because you're not going to find every single one of them. I guarantee it, you'll miss some. They'll plant themselves in the ground. Guess what? You got more plants next year. And here's some evidence. This is a rogue plant growing right by the air conditioner over here. We also had several pop up in the bed. Another couple down here, which I have let just continue growing. Harvested some off of there as well. And then there's another one just popping off right there. So you're going to get a lot of these guys, which is great. And of course, one of the most important things when growing food is, how does it taste? Well, let's have a look. Nice ripe ground cherry. Just pops right open. Nice dark yellow. The best. Tropical, pineapple, mango, slight tomato flavor. That gets that description a lot. I can taste it a little bit, but not really. It's way more fruity, I think. Another one. So good. Sweet, tart, juicy. A lot of seeds. Whoa, hummingbird bite. A lot of seeds, but they're small and crunchy. Totally fine. But see, you just sit out here and pop them open. You can just go through like 20 of them real quick. Oh, that one missed my mouth, but that's the fun. You just stand there, pluck them off the plant, pluck them off the ground, munch them. We can't get enough of them. They're so good. The ground cherry. Ooh, this one's a little green. I'll risk it. The green ones are more tart, which is nice, but I'll limit myself on those now that I know. So good, so fun to eat. Cute. They last a long time. Remember, you can just keep them on your kitchen counter for up to 3 months. You just keep them in their own little wrapper. You ready for a snack? Go for it. So nice. Ground cherry, Cape gooseberry, what have you. Grow it, put it in your garden, let it reseed. You'll get it every year if you like it. You'll be happy with it. All right, guess that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching this one. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now.